WLmouse became very popular ever since their first BeastX release. We've seen the original, the mini, and now it's time for the big boy, the BeastX Max, so let's talk about it. You don't really need to be a rocket scientist to understand that the Max stands for their largest size. Size-wise, it's very close and very comparable to the Razer Viper V3 Pro, which is also my main at the moment. But when it comes to the design of the mouse, it hasn't changed at all. It's still the same BeastX we knew before. It still has the same body with holes everywhere and a bunch of color combinations. Mine though is just a plain matte black one. But to be perfectly honest, the coating on this mouse it's very interesting. It's not rough, quite the opposite. It's very soft. It felt really great in the hand and I had exactly zero problems of the mouse slipping out of my hand. So when it comes to the coating, at least on the black one, it's way better than it was on the original BeastX. It's usable for both palm grip and claw grip. The body itself is made out of magnesium, so it's very sturdy, it doesn't flex, it doesn't creak, and the sound it makes when you slam it on the mousepad is way nicer than it was on my previous BeastX Mini. And I know what I'm gonna say now is very controversial, but I actually like the slits on the sides. I can really benefit from them because the way I grip the mouse with my claw grip, I can put my supporting fingers into the slits, support the mouse better, have better control and overall better experience. So if you're the same as me, that's good for you. If you're not, I guess I'm sorry. But before we dive deeper into the mouse itself, let's talk about packaging. For me, this was the nicest unboxing experience I've ever had unboxing a mouse. First, you get a really nice box, then you open it and get a really nice case. Setting it aside for a second, you come across this, in which you have 2 sets of grip tapes and 2 sets of skates. Not only that, you also get a set of glass skates, and not only this and that, you also get another whole sheet of pre-cut tape. I'm not sure if you are as excited about this as me, but I have to tell you, this was pretty epic. But don't let me get distracted, let's continue. Now comes the case. You open it, and there's a cable, 8K receiver, 1K receiver, and of course the mouse. Everything packed super nicely in their own compartments. This is what packaging of a $150 mouse should look like. I'm telling you, this actually left me speechless. But I have to talk some more, so let's go back to the mouse. First, of course, the clicks. You've got 2 options for the main switches. One is mechanical, one is optical. I chose the optical one, so keep that in mind. Mouse 1 and 2 are perfectly tensioned, clicky, responsive, almost no pre and only some post travel, but them being so nice, I had no issues during an actual use. Scroll wheel is also great. It's quiet, the steps are nice and defined, but the click is ever so slightly on the heavier side. I have no bad words to say about the side buttons, both were equally spammable, clicky, no pre or post travel. But, another but, I'll have to say one more thing about them in a second. Now, turning the mouse over, there's only an on-off switch and a place for skates. The default skates on this mouse are these dot skates. They are perfectly fine, they're classic dots. If you like dots and are using a harder pad, you're probably gonna enjoy them. If you're using a softer pad, they're gonna dig into the pad, so I would advise you to switch them out for something larger. Before jumping to the next thing, I have to tell you one thing I had to find out the hard way. These dots come with factory pre-applied plastic protectors, which are basically invisible when you first unbox the mouse. With these plastic protectors, the skates are gonna feel extremely slow. So please, before using the mouse, take off the plastic. Thanks. Now, moving on to the software, you've got two options. Either you download the software and you set it all up locally, or you can just use your browser and set it all up there, which is exactly what I did. There's basically setting for everything, but there are also two small inconveniences that I would like to see addressed in the future. First, I can't change the LOD to 0.7mm setting. It doesn't work. Every time I use it, it just switches back to 1mm. Second, I can't use the RGB on the receiver to monitor my battery life. These are basically the only two problems I've encountered. Otherwise, everything else worked flawlessly. This being a 3950 mouse, it supports 8K, with which I had zero issues. I haven't encountered any dropouts, any signal problems, nothing. It all worked great, but as with almost every high-polling mouse, the battery life wasn't the greatest. I would advise you to just charge the mouse every time you finish a longer gaming session, so that you're gonna be safe next time using it. Speaking about using the mouse, it was a breeze. I'm very used to the shape. As I said, I main the Viper V3 Pro, so I needed basically no adjustment period for this mouse. Not even the weight difference was very noticeable for me. There was one thing though that I absolutely hated about using this mouse, and it was the position of the side buttons. This being an exact copy of their previous mouse, just larger, made side buttons be in a position that I actually can reach. My hands are 19 by 11.5 centimeters, and with my claw grip, I wasn't able to reach the forward side button. It's not a deal breaker for me. I'm not using the side buttons that often, but I'm pretty sure there's gonna be at least one more person that's gonna suffer the same fate as me, so I had to tell you about it. Other than that, I was very pleased with the experience I had with the BeastX Max, and it's definitely worth my recommendation. So, if you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again next Friday. Bye!